Good evening, book lovers of the internet. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber and I also read a page from a book of my choice. So basically, welcome to my second video today. In this one, I am going to be reviewing Ernest Hemingway's A Moveable Feast. So this one has about 185 pages, I believe, and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. So this was a TikTok recommendation, and as you might know, with TikTok, it's always been a miss for me, unfortunately. And in fact, I can't really say I enjoyed this one particularly. I won't say that I found this one to be memorable, and it certainly didn't live up to my expectations. However, there might be some reasons why this must have happened, I suppose. I started reading it not quite knowing that it is a memoir, and I hadn't yet read any of Hemingway's works. And I do intend to read more now that I kind of am aware of his writing style, and I do want to read The Old Man and The Sea. As I was saying, it was not the best call to do this since this is one of the last books he got published, and I did like the writing style and how descriptive or even vivid Hemingway tends to be. Despite this, I wouldn't say that he described Paris in such a way that I immediately want to go there or I want to see what goes on in Paris. I'm not really curious about it, and I had certain expectations about this book which weren't met, mostly having to do with Paris, and later on he even mentions Germany and Austria and his travels there. So this is a non-fiction book. He brings up snippets of his life and the people he met, the people he integrated with, and he did also apparently live in poverty for quite some time, but he found solace in writing in these several cafeterias, especially the one on the cover, I suppose, called La Closerie. Um, However, I can certainly relate with how a person can find solace in writing, and it has happened to me before as well. It is also pretty cool that he knew, and he brings up so many authors, James Joyce, for instance, or F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author of Great Gatsby. He brings up these people because he knew them, they are as popular as he is to this day, or even more. And he spent some time with them as well, joking about getting to know them, understanding their families as well. Um, Although I am not really a fan of classics in general, which is ironic coming from an English student at university, I still think that it is rather sad that most, if not all, of the people in this book are now dead. And it is insane how their legacy remains, especially amongst those who consider themselves better than others for reading novels from decades or even centuries ago. And there is the concept of the afterlife, as Walter Benjamin brought up, I believe, and we could also relate this to Akira Toriyama's passing, for instance, where his physical body might not be alive, but his work will remain. And this concept really intrigues me as well, where literature is concerned. And I think that it is insane that the same can be applied to Ernest Hemingway's work. Um, I am personally neutral about this one, and I do want to read more of Hemingway before I can fully judge whether I like this author or not. And I do think, however, that back then life must have been rather boring. So I'm not sure why, whether this might have been because of Hemingway's own way of living. Maybe it's because he was quite poor. He wasn't really wealthy back then, and he couldn't afford more of an entertaining lifestyle, or perhaps there just wasn't the opportunity for that to happen. Um, However, life must have been very boring back then, and I don't think I would have wanted to live that sort of life, save for where reading and writing is concerned, and maybe skiing as well. But that stuff is sort of mundane compared to what is going on nowadays in terms of dopamine and entertainment. And I can only imagine Hemingway being transported to the present and having basically a braingasm after seeing a TV for the first time, or even after discovering social media and YouTube, for instance. But anyway, that is all I had to say about A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway today. If you enjoyed this review, let me know in the comment section down below. Um, Let me know whether you think I left anything out, maybe whether I missed the point or anything. And as usual, make sure to subscribe, comment, share, like anything to help out this video and the channel in general. It will be hugely appreciated. And myself, I hope to see you in the next one very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.